This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Hello and happy Monday to you. It is the After Party live on a Hide in Your Cave Monday. I had Kim is in delay now. I see Yvonne wrote. I had a couple issues this morning coming on to this afternoon, I should say, coming on to the show. The first of which I had to donate to jl4nj.com. So I did that. And then I had this epiphany. I happened upon a set of caves, and I had planned on one set, and I decided, I've got to switch it to another set. We're going to look, and it took me time to do that. We're going to go to see the top 10 glow caves around the world. We've been to one of them, and I'll show you the picture. I don't know if you remember way back when on the After Party Live, we went to the Waitomo glowworm caves in New Zealand, and that was pretty cool. But apparently that's not the only glowworm cave in the world. There are a lot of them. And so we're going to go and check them out. Some of the pictures are kind of hard to find. So I've been looking for obscure glowworm pictures. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. I think it's worth the time to make the switch because they're super cool. Champagne Kitty says, I've got my coffee refill, fed the cat, ready to rock and roll. I get a rose from Ricky O'Bear. Thank you. I am hoping that you guys can click the like button if at all possible. If you have it in you to just clicky the like. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to subscribe to the show. The subscribers kind of fluctuate back and forth. So I'm hoping that you can subscribe if you haven't already. Most of you, I think, here have subscribed. We have a great community of people. Love the glowworms says, who said love the glowworms? Yvonne, love the glowworms and the fireflies. Oh, such a cool phenomenon. What is a glowworm? A worm that glows? There is such a thing? Yes, there is such a thing, as a matter of fact. Thank you for clicking like, Gordon. And if you know someone who has a YouTube account, please ask them to subscribe as well. Appreciate that. A couple programming notes. You heard me kind of mention it at the end of Mark's show. Michael Snyder will be on Wednesday this week because Mark Thompson's show and this show will be dark on Thanksgiving. So, and the day after. So Thursday and Friday, no Mark Thompson, no After Party Live. But because we know it's a big Thanksgiving movie weekend, Michael Snyder will be on Wednesday on the Mark Thompson show. And I'm going to ask Tim Sika if he can do the same thing here. Also, tomorrow, normally we travel, but I feel like maybe a Tuesday trivia is in order since we're going to miss it on Thursday. So I'm kind of mulling that around. Also, if you haven't heard of this yet, the Nikki Maduro show is dark on Thursday as well. We're going live Tuesday, tomorrow, the Nikki Maduro show at 5 p.m. So a lot of programming notes to mention there, but I thought I would do it. Are glowworms baby lightning bugs? I don't know. I am not sure, but let me do this. If you do the research and you want to come on the show and tell me about what glowworms are, what your experience with glowworms, I'll put the link up here if anybody wants to come pop in and let me know more about glowworms as we look at the caves. I'm happy to have you aboard. Okay, let's, and yes, thank you to the donors. I saw that message. Ricky O'Bear, PayPal, love the donors. Thank you to everyone who contributes via PayPal. I have been remiss in thanking only at the beginning of the show, not the end, because I don't want you to feel like I'm constantly like, oh, the show needs money. I don't want to be that or do that. So I rarely mention it. I try to say it once as I'm saying thank you. And so let me thank people because Ricky has brought this up. Thank you to Joyce M. Huge appreciation for you and your recurring PayPal payment. Alicia P., Vicky S., Amy P., thank you so much. Really appreciate the contributions to keep this show rolling. The PayPal information is at the bottom of the daily show description and in the About tab here on YouTube. And again, thank you to everyone who contributes to the show, whether it's in the financial form via PayPal or YouTube super chats and stickers here, or whether it's sending in stories. I love that, or ideas for which caves to go see and where to travel and what trivia categories to include. I just appreciate all the help. So let's get to it. First story is this one about whether you want to feel the internet. Do you want to feel the internet? I don't know whether I want to feel the internet. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm thinking a big no to feeling the internet. But what if you, while you were shopping, could feel things like fabric, make sure it's not too itchy, that it's not, polyester, whatever it is. What if you could feel it and smell it and have more of an in-person experience with it? There's a new wearable device you can see on this person's finger that lets you touch fabric online, read braille, and more. It's called Voxlight, and it can help you feel websites. Is it too much? Are we trying to make it as in real life as we can? I mean, should there be a delineation between the two? If we start being able to feel things on the internet, does that hasten the demise of brick and mortar stores? I mean, we've already seen them take a huge hit, but if you didn't have to go to the store to feel things, I mean, sometimes you just want to have that tactile moment. I don't know. This comes from a team of engineers from Northwestern University. They've got this new Band-Aid like finger wearable. It's ultra thin, and it's this device called the Voxlight, and it wraps around your finger, any finger, doesn't matter, and it sends electrical pulses through a grid of round nodes that function like a computer screen's pixels for the sensation of touch. And according to this team from Northwestern, the result is a device capable of adding physical sensations of touch and feel to digital experiences. I mean, I'm sure the metaverse is going to love this. I have a close-up picture of it because I feel like you kind of need to, you can see it being used here, but here's what it looks like on the underside of the fingertip. I mean, it doesn't look uncomfortable. Little sensory nodes that, see that? Send the things to your fingertips so you can feel, I mean, what? Fabric, food. You could, I guess you could use it on I'm trying to think of all the applications. Could you use it in a naughty website? Like, I don't know. What are you feeling with your fingers? I don't know. I'm thinking it's too much for me. It's too much. Smartphone users wearing this Voxlight could theoretically scroll over a sweater on Instagram and feel the texture of the fabric. Gamers in virtual reality could also use the wearable to sense the tightening tension of a bowstring or the slick surface of a well-lacquered doorknob. The finger wearables open more practical doors as well. There is an added sensation of touch in virtual worlds that can help people with visual impairments navigate their apps more easily. They did a study on this. They published it in the journal Science Advances. One of the PhD students involved in this says, "I'm most excited to see what entirely new forms of digital communication, interaction, and experience we can create together once we have access to a new sensing modality." Yeah, I don't know. The examples they say in the paper are just things we can easily imagine. But to me, writes the PhD candidate, those are just the starting points. Just as advances in visual and audio technologies reshaped our day-to-day lives, I'm excited to see how advancements in touch will transform it further. I mean, I think we're going this way. We've already seen developments in smell, right? Smello internet, where they have these little cartridges and you're supposed to be able to smell it. Now you're going to feel it, we're going to smell it, we're going to see it. So it becomes kind of like real life. And there's already this blur for some people between the internet and real life and AI and everything else. I don't know if I like where we're going, you guys. They say to get critical touch closer to the real thing, they had to rethink how this device would work. So they created what you see here, this grid of tiny nodes positioned 1.6 millimeters apart directly beneath a user's fingertip. Each node consists of a soft rubber dome with a conductive outer layer and an electrode inside. So when the voltage is applied, the nodes generate electroadhesion, the same effect that makes a balloon stick to a wall after it's been rubbed. To the user, this translates into a sensation of friction or gripping sensation. Higher voltages create the feeling of rougher surfaces. Together, these nodes, referred to by the team as pixels of touch, combine to produce complex illusion of texture and physical sensation. They had an issue placing the nodes at the right distance. If they're too close together, the body can't distinguish one from another. Too far apart, the device won't register enough sensation to feel realistic. Yeah. I don't know. Go into the chat. What do you think about this? Do you want to feel the internet? Are you into it? I don't know. Tammy says, we used to get a ball jar from grandma and she'd punch some breathing holes into it. Oh, they're talking about lightning bugs. Yeah, I know. Super cool. I love lightning bugs. Inventing, says Phineas, a Star Trek food replicator to feed the hungry first. BW Rock says, nope. And that's it. Rev says, if you're disabled and homebound, this may help one receive assorted therapies and some form of touch. In that case, perhaps it could be useful. Yeah. Robots need touch sense, says Gordon. No, thank you, says Ricky Aubert. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's me not adapting to technology, says Champagne Kitty, but I think this is disturbing because there are people out there who don't understand the difference between what is and what is not real on the internet. Yeah, it's that blurring of lines that gets to me. And, it's already this generation, at least I've read, that there's a generation of kids coming up. They are more likely to have internet relationships than real ones. They don't necessarily want human connection in the real world, that they're finding that online. And that's kind of scary to me. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Phineas says it could work as physical and occupational therapy, right? Yvonne says, I need the real world more out in nature. As do I. Yes. But the concept is interesting and raises all kinds of questions, I think. We talk about this robot that broke a record, new record robot. Speaking of technology, took a long walk. This robot breaks the world record with a 66-mile walk in China. I mean, theoretically, couldn't a robot just walk and walk and walk and walk? I mean, if it has enough oil and power to go. This is Chinese firm, I don't know how to say it, Agibot, Agibot. They have now a Guinness World Record because their humanoid robot called A2 went for a 66-mile walk from the Jiangsu province to Shanghai. It was a continuous single walk made possible by a system devised to allow the robot to swap batteries while continuing to operate. It's a 24-hour walk, and now the Agibot has the Guinness World Records title for the longest journey walked by a humanoid robot. They say Agibot followed all traffic laws during its long walk, walked across various surfaces, including asphalt, pavement, bridges, interacted with reporters at the end of its walk, stating that it might now need a new pair of shoes, even. So, took a big Agibot walk. Longest distance walked by a humanoid robot in the Guinness World Challenge. And I'll show you the video. It's very interesting, as I have said many times before, how these humanoid robots get better and better and better at moving.
I am the AGI Bot A2. Starting from Jinji Lake in Suzhou, I will walk 100 kilometers to finally reach the North Bund in Shanghai, completing the world's first cross-provincial walk by a full-size humanoid robot. After I successfully reach the finish line, I will break the world record for the longest distance walked by a humanoid robot and obtain the authoritative certification of the Guinness World Record. I believe I can complete this challenge. Come on, I have been walking continuously for 20 hours. Now I've entered Shanghai. I will walk for about another 16 hours. Now, I have successfully arrived near Wanning Road and North Jiangsu Road, and will soon cross the Wanning Road Bridge. The destination is not far away, and I need to speed up. Accompanied by the first ray of dawn in the morning, I have reached the finish line of this hike, the North Bund. This is my first time watching the sunrise by the Huangpu River in Shanghai, and it feels incredibly ceremonial. I walked a total of 106 kilometers on this journey, which is equivalent to 2.5 full marathons. This marks the first cross-provincial walk in robotics history, and it also breaks the world record for the longest walking distance by a humanoid robot. I look forward to taking on more challenges in the future. See you next time!
So there it is, the AGI robot walker, doing its thing. From the inhuman to the incredibly human. This also a new record. This gentleman is 95 years old. 95. He's from Texas, and he has been named the world's oldest bus driver. Now, at a time when, a lot of older folks are hanging up their driver's license, this guy is responsible for a busload full of people. He's been driving city buses for 27 years. Guinness World Records names this man from Wichita Falls, Raymond Hager, the oldest bus driver. He was 94 years and 176 days old when his age and status as an active bus driver were verified by Guinness World Records on May 13th. He's since turned 95. He said, "I'm the oldest bus driver in the world." He started driving at the age of 14, and he said he found out that he really enjoyed driving larger vehicles. So he became a bus driver for Falls Ride, which is the public transit system in Wichita Falls, about 27 years ago. He originally planned to retire at the age of 95, but now he says he plans to continue driving for as long as he remains healthy and able. They, in the city of Wichita Falls, honored his achievement by declaring November 18th Raymond Hager Day. Goodness, pride, proud, thankful that I have been blessed, he says, little country boy, to achieve something like that. So at 95, he's the oldest bus driver in the world. That's pretty cool. As long as he's doing it well, might as well keep doing it, right? They had a problem with the SpaceX rocket. Well, it's the biggest rocket. It's the super heavy booster on the new SpaceX Starship, and it blew up, unfortunately, during testing in Texas. It's the booster that exploded during the test of the new Super Heavy on Friday, and they caught it on the live stream cam at 4 a.m. SpaceX, they say they've had problems during testing the jumbo-sized rocket, and this time the entire lower section blew out. The booster is called V3. It's an upgraded version of Super Heavy. It is 232 feet tall, and there's video of the destruction. It's not that fantastical, spectacular, but here's what it looked like. I think I can show it to you. To take the picture away in order for you to see the blowing up of the Super Heavy. Here it is. You kind of see when things start to, yeah. Oops. Poof. Done. That didn't go well, huh? Let's look at it again. Yeah. So there is what it looked like. Unfortunately, didn't get very far. So they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board there in Texas and figure that out again. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Didn't quite go as planned. It didn't quite work out. Oh no. Well, it happens sometimes, you know. The Booster 18, according to SpaceX, suffering an anomaly during gas system pressure testing that they were conducting in advance of structural proof testing. There was no propellant on the vehicle, and the engines had not yet been installed. No one was injured because everyone maintains a safe distance during this type of testing. And they are working on plans to safely re-enter the site now. They need time to investigate before they're confident what the cause of the blast was. So, yeah, still at the drawing board on that one, I guess. I have a story about this lottery ticket, the Blazing Suits. Look at that. You could win up to $1 million. That looks good. In this edition of Lotto of the Day, we go to Michigan. So there was a customer that was at the counter first in line, and he rejected it, did not want this ticket. That's okay, because there was another guy in line. He's a 33-year-old man from Wayne County who was at Fawaz Petroleum in Detroit when he spotted that ticket right next to the register. He said there was a Blazing Suits ticket set aside on the counter that someone else had decided not to purchase, so I purchased it. I scratched that ticket, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it was the $1 million winner. He said, I would never have thought I'd win such a large lottery prize, so it's truly a blessing. The lucky winner said his prize money will go into savings for the time being. Winning, he said, is a great feeling, but it's also a lot of pressure because your mind starts thinking of all the things you can do with this amount of money. See, you never want to say no. If they pull out the wrong ticket, you always buy it because that could be the lucky winner. I don't know. Okay, I need your help for this one. This is a Tibetan Canyon construction project. Well, it's kind of finished. It's a pathway. And it's freaking the heck out of me. Honestly. Look at this thing. Hanging right over this canyon. That's a long way down. The architect, called Arkermit, says it's a playground to pursue thrills above the Tibetan Canyon. Would you walk on that thing out there? I mean, it's got railings. It's not like you're, hanging out there on nothing. But what if all of a sudden things started to, you know what it is? I've watched too many movies. Like all of a sudden there's an earthquake and something cracks, or some of the rock starts giving way. There's a landslide, or the mountain shifts. Something happens, and all of a sudden, there you are on that walkway hanging over the canyon, and you're screwed. I don't know. And the floor of it is glass, so you can see straight down. So my question to you is, are you going out on there? Are you going out on that glass floored cantilevering viewpoint? It's at the New Jang River 72 Turns Canyon Scenic Area. This Chinese studio, Arkermit, transformed this landscape into a visitor destination in Tibet. It's an infamous stretch of the Sichuan Tibet Highway, known as the Devil's Road because its dangerous hairpin turns above the Nujang Grand Canyon and the river below. So the local government asked the designer to transform this stretch of road into a scenic visitors route, for which the studio created a playground to pursue thrills and challenges that also include other outlooks and walkways and bridges and zip lines too. They say whether through prostration pilgrimage, trekking, cycling, driving, self challenge, the core belief and pursuit for many Tibet enthusiasts, the design allows travelers on the G318 to break free from the confines of their vehicles and measure the peril of the Nujang River with their own bodies, crafting an unforgettable travel experience measured by their own endurance. It's spread across both sides of the canyon. This visitor experience begins on the northern edge, where a parking lot sits alongside a visitor center containing a cafe, a shop, a small exhibition space about the historic history of the area. Then the center extends outward to form the focal point of the site, the cantilevering viewpoint that loops out above the river before returning to the cliff's edge, mimicking the shape of a highway's hairpin turn. Oh, you can kind of see this one. Uh, oh, my dog is asleep behind me, making the doggy sleep dreams. This one, I'll show you a different picture. I don't know if you can hear her back there. It's kind of cute. I hear you. I hear you, Charlotte. This one, you can kind of see the glass a little better. You can look straight down below. I don't know. I'm not going out there. No, not doing it. Mm-mm. No thanks. Maybe I'm just a wimp. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, I'm going to your comments. Of course it's a glass floor. No, says Ricky. No, not even on the motorcycle. You take the bike out there? No. Yvonne says, not at this point. That bridge just collapsed in, where was it? China? I don't know. Do they get earthquakes there? You know what? The minute I walk out there, there's some kind of some natural disaster would happen, right? No. More Chinese exploitation of Tibet, says Rev P, who is not wrong. Tammy says, nope, no, no. It would be good for a 007 fight. Ooh, it really would, wouldn't it? Of course, there's a glass floor. Yeah. Phineas, yes, did you see the Chinese bridge that collapsed last week? No, I did not. Eileen says, hard no for me. Cindy's nope, no way. Mm-mm. Yeah, I have to go look that up. Yvonne says, you get a parachute with it or a bungee cord, maybe, right? Yeah. Phineas says, there was a new bridge the Chinese built that was miles long that totally collapsed. I think I did see that. Yeah, I'll try to have that for tomorrow. I'll bring that tomorrow. Tammy says, you mean death challenges? Phineas says, imagine being in a car on that bridge, miles above the ground. Yeah. Zip line? Sorry, says Ricky. My ass is never more than 33 inches off solid Mother Earth. Oh, looks like a mousetrap game. I have trouble jumping off the high dive at the community pool, as do I. On the road to Shambhala. She's snoring. She's making the squeaking sounds like when you doggy dream or when they doggy dream. Yeah. Susan says, no way, not a fan of heights. Gordon says, I might be willing to take a half step. Not any much more. Like, stick your toe out there, perhaps. Cindy says, do you value your life? No way, go out there. No, no, no. Don't they have something like that at the Grand Canyon? I think they might. No field trip for Tapple. I don't think so. Oh, yeah. It's interesting that you bring that up, Phineas, because they've had at least 5, I want to say 5 deaths at least 4 deaths, 5 people swept out to sea in Monterey County in the last week. A father and a 5-year-old, a couple other people, another family, and they didn't survive. And Jacob and I were talking about that last night and realizing how lucky we were to make that. There was a point, I swear to you, where I was just churning around and in water that I could stand up in, but I couldn't stand up because the water was too like a washing machine, just churning me around and around. And I'm telling you, it crossed my mind that this is how it ends. This is how I'm gonna go. Like this is the end. Had that thought. Somehow I managed to crawl my way back to the shore. But yeah, but 5 people this week didn't. So that's really scary. Sneaker waves. Yeah, just grab you right off the shore. All right, I have another picture of this too. And this is, oh, there's that picture. Oh, you can see it hanging right off there. And a variety of other gamesmanship that you can do down below, right? Yeah. Here it is looking up. Oh. No, that's a big no for me. Okay, it is time for Hide in Your Cave Monday. I'm so excited to bring this to you this week. I know that it's delayed me starting the show, but I'm super excited. These are the 10, I think I have 10 of them, the 10 most spectacular glowworm caves in the world. And of course, we start with the Waitomo Glowworm Cave in New Zealand, where we have been before, because it's listed often as one of the coolest caves in the world. And here's a picture of the inside of it. I know, it's really cool. This is the Waitomo Cave, possibly the best spot for glowworms in the world. It's on New Zealand's North Island. You go 150 feet underground to see hundreds of thousands of these insects lining the ceilings of this 30-million-year-old limestone cave. These glowworms, called the Arachnocampa luminosa glowworms, survive in this cave by spinning a silk nest from the ceiling and lowering a thread down to fish for their prey. The roof of the cave is a breathtaking sight, dotted with brightly glowing specks like a sky full of stars. Oh, that's so cool. We're going to stay in New Zealand for the next one. It's called the Te Anau Glowworm Caves. And here is a picture of Te Anau. Imagine just walking through there. Really cool. These caves are young, about 12,000 years old. The limestone walls are still being carved by the river today. The caves were thought to be lost in legend in 1948. This is a 2-hour and 15-minute cave tour that you can take, including a cruise across Lake Te Anau. Before leading visitors, they will guide you through this narrow passageway and into the glowworm grotto. There's a small boat that glides through the caves day or night, allowing visitors to view the spectacular sparkling ceiling. These caves, the Te Anau, are located to the South Island, about a 2.5-hour drive from Queenstown, New Zealand. Really interesting and cool. The next one is in the United States. It's a sad name for a cool place, Dismal Canyon in Alabama. There's the Dismal Canyon tour boat headed through the Dismal Canyon caves. They say if America is more accessible than New Zealand or Australia, visit Alabama's Dismal Canyon to see North American Ophelia Fultoni, nicknamed Dismalites. They light up the darkened forest and the caves, pardon me, with their blue-green glow. Tea break. These glowworms are visible in the spring and summer on nighttime tours through the Dismal Canyon. Yeah. Super, super interesting looking. Like their cousins in the Pacific area, dismal lights use their bluish glow to attract food to their sticky webs while in their larva stage. Are we worried about them dropping on us at all? Because I like looking at the glow up above, but I don't want them dropping on me at all. I guess maybe I'm willing to tolerate some glowworm dropping if if I get to see the glowworm caves. Or we could just look at it like this. Isn't this fun? Here's the next one. This is Great Otway National Park in Australia. You can view small clusters of glowworms without the hassle or expense of a tour. When outside of the caves, the glowing larvae tend to reside in dark, humid spots like soil banks with overhanging ledges or along creek embankments. But be mindful of loud noises and don't shine lights directly on the glowworms or they will hide their lights. Gotta stay dark. The shimmering beauties can be found at Melba Gully or near the Grey River picnic area at Kennet River. You'll be exploring in the wild and not on a designated glowworm tour, so the sightings of the bright creatures are not going to be guaranteed. But that's the Great Otway National Park in Australia. Here's another. This one is in Australia too. It's called the Natural Bridge Springbrook National Park in Australia. And here's a picture of what it looks like. So pretty. Look at the color of that water. Springbrook National Park is made up of 4 sections. You can visit the Natural Bridge section for the best glowworm views. You can explore the area's spectacular waterfalls by day. By night, look for the gorgeous blue light speckling the rocky overhangs and ceilings. The humid temperatures and dense canopy make Springbrook a perfect habitat for these glowworms, one of 8 species of glowworm living in Australia. The best time to visit the Natural Bridge to see the glowworms is between December and March at nighttime. Imagine that, all lit up with glowworms at night. We're back to New Zealand for the next one. It's the Hokitika glowworm dell in New Zealand. I have a picture of that as well. Here's Hokitika. That's pretty cool. They say at the culture trip, enter a small sea of glowing lights on an evening walk in Hokitika's glowworm dell. It's an outdoor gathering of glowworms found year-round. The entrance to the signposted walk is located across the street from the Shining Star beachfront accommodation and is only a walk of a minute or two from the road. You can enjoy a moment of silence under the brilliant glowing canopy. The site is off the tourist trail, so it's likely you won't encounter large crowds, but they say, remember, don't shine your light at those insects. That's pretty cool. And since we're in New Zealand, let's stop by the Wellington Botanic Garden in Wellington, New Zealand. More glowworms there as well. It's a centrally located garden in the capital of New Zealand with glowworms located on the overhanging banks of the hills from the paths in the main garden from the duck pond up to the Glen Road along the Pukatea stream. The Botanic Garden is free to enter, houses an exquisite array of protective native forests and wildlife. The best time to see the glowworms, of course, is at night in the spring after it has rained. You can check the events calendar to see if any guided tours are running. Let's go to Australia, to Glowworm Tunnel Road. Yes, please. Here's what that looks like. Want to go in the tunnel? Here's a close-up shot of that. This is a unique venue for glowworm watching. It's an unused or disused 400-meter-long railway tunnel in Nunas Plateau in the Wollemi National Park. The train line, which formerly ran to Nunas Kerosene Shale Works, hasn't been used since the 1940s. But today, it lights up with a cool blue hue of thousands of glowworm larvae who have reclaimed the man-made structure as their own cave. Be sure, they say, to bring a flashlight and good walking shoes for the walk through this tunnel. Don't shine it up at the wormies, but you can see them in there. In the old creepy railway tunnel. Ooh, I think that's pretty cool. I love it. The next one is also in Australia. This is the Tambourine Mountain Glow, and it's pretty spectacular, I have to say. There's a better picture of this. Sorry for the delay. Tambourine Mountain Glow. All right, here's what it looks like. I'm just fascinated by the glowworms. This one looks pretty special as well. There's a lot of them in here. That's pretty cool. As Australia's climate becomes hotter and drier, and sadly, as humans destroy rainforest areas, the glowworms are restricted to fewer and fewer areas on the continent. The glowworm cave at Mount Tambourine in the Gold Coast hinterland was purpose-built to provide a homey atmosphere in which Australia's glowworm population could thrive. It's a realistic cave, a controlled environment complete with stalagmites and stalactites, water features, and a flowstone. They offer daytime tours here for guests to learn more about these creatures. That's pretty cool, I would think, to create, even if it's not a real cave, you kind of get the feeling that you're in a real cave, and to preserve these creatures, to give them a place to be. Yeah. That's pretty cool. This next one is I'm going to call it, I don't know how you say it, Minnehaha. Yeah, the Minnehaha Glowworm Walk. Looks really, really fun. I had no idea there were this many places in the world where you could go and see glowworms gathered like this at night. So there it is, the Minnehaha Glowworm Walk in New Zealand. It's about a half-hour walk, depending on how fast you move, through lowland rainforest to the beautiful glowworm grotto of Fox Glacier. Throughout the walk, along a trickling stream, visitors will be exposed to many types of forest trees, ferns, mosses, before finding the stunning sight of the mystical glowing lights from up above. The Minnehaha Walk, free of charge, suitable for families, wheelchair access as well. So this is an easier one. They're all very similar. I don't know if you have a favorite. Waitomo, Teanau, that's pretty cool. Dismal's Canyon, Great Otway, Natural Bridge, Hokitika, Wellington Botanical Walk, the Glowworm Tunnel, the Tambourine Mountain Glowworm Caves, and the Minnehaha Glowworm Caves, or Glowworm Walk. What do you think? You have a favorite? I'll go to the chat. Wish my trees had glowworms. Yeah, I know, they're pretty special. The second one, I think so too. And it's funny because the first one is the most famous, but that Teanau, that's something. Be Aware likes the glowworm tunnel. Yeah, the glowworm tunnel is pretty cool. There it is from back. There's the Teanau. I'm going to go Teanau. I think Teanau is pretty good. Yeah. All right. Glimmer, glimmer. Yeah, it's very cool. Thank you guys for hanging out on the After Party Live today. Thank you for heading into the glowworm caves with me on Hide in Your Cave Monday. Always fun. And I'm glad I switched because I thought that was pretty cool. Again, thank you to everyone who contributes to this show and keeps the show going. Whether it's the Mark Thompson show, the Nikki Maduro show, or this show, I know you probably can't contribute to all of them, but if you do, thank you. And for whichever one you do contribute to, thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. And again, reminder, the Mark Thompson show, the After Party Live, and the Nikki Maduro show will be dark on Thursday and on Friday, where applicable. Nikki Maduro's show this week will happen on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Cocktails, mocktails, and politics. So please make a note of that. Michael Snyder will be on Wednesday. I still have to ask Tim Sika if he'll come on Wednesday. My hope is yes. And tomorrow, I should give you guys a choice in the chat. Do you prefer tomorrow to travel, or do you prefer to trivia, or perhaps both? What say you? I could skip the stories and we can do travel and trivia. I don't know. What do you think? A quick poll. Looking at the chat. Trivia, Mama says. Mama's for trivia. Rhonda's for trivia. Okay. You want a trivia and travel, or do you just want a trivia and some stories? I don't know. Travel, says Jim. Travia. Maybe that's what we'll do. Travel, says Mindy. Travel and trivia, says Vanessa. Travel and trivia, says Tammy. Okay. All right. So we will include trivia in tomorrow's show here on the After Party, because I know that the Thursday show will be dark, so we get our trivia in for this week. Luis, thanks, Kim. Trivia about travel. Interesting. We did that last Trivia Thursday. We did some travel trivia. I'll see what else I can find, Luis. Thank you for that. And thank you so much for the contribution. Half day trivia and travel. Okay, I'm with you. I get it. Travel trivia, says be aware. Great minds, Luis, and be aware. I got you. Okay. Travel and trivia and some travel trivia. We'll get it all. And huge thank you to Luis for throwing down a 5. Much appreciated. All right, you guys. Please make it the very best day, the very best rest of your Wednesday. Oh, and a quick warning. It is Thanksgiving break, which means there are kids all over this house, and they just like to break in. So I'm throwing down that warning. It's school is out for Thanksgiving break, and that means all bets are off. Even though there's a sign on the door that says don't come in, or knock first, or look and make sure that I don't have my headphones on. Do you think they listen? They don't listen. I'm still making it the best day possible, and I hope you do the same. I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. on The Mark Thompson Show, and for now, bye-bye.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Tiny bubbles in the wine makes me happy, makes me feel fun. Tiny bubbles makes me warm all over, with the feeling that I'm gonna love you till the end of time.
Oh, it totally does look like Disneyland. You're so right. that's a good idea, Mama. Nice. I said that. I said it. I stand by it. 5 p.m. live Tuesday, the Nikki Medoro Show. Feel better, Rhonda. We love you. Yes, we did, Tammy. That is not stale wine. Mm-mm.